Y'all, everyone is freaking out about Clubhouse. Like losing their minds, saying you better run and go join and like get all over the things, otherwise you're gonna miss the train and it's gonna be gone and it's all the blah blah. Oh my gosh. First of all, time out, chill out, take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. Because in this video, I'm going to walk you through what Clubhouse is, why it's important, if you should actually be on it, and 3 ways to use it as a podcaster. So let's get right to it. Crystal here today, and if this is your first time tuning in, make sure you hit that subscribe button below and hit that thumbs up on this video if you find it helpful, because we are going to talk about Clubhouse. Now, what is Clubhouse? You probably clicked on this video because you're interested in what it's all about or how you can use it as a podcaster. So let's talk about what it is first and foremost. So it is a brand new platform that is a way for you to connect with people by audio only. I know, it's kind of one of those things that's hard to really explain what it is unless you're on the app, because someone told me what it was. I had no idea how it worked, how it functioned, until I actually got on the app. But don't worry, I'll show you a quick tutorial of how I would use it as a brand new Clubhouse member. But there are some ground rules that you really have to follow if you are brand new to the app. So first and foremost, you want to fill out a profile with a username. This is really important, just like any other profile that you may have on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook. You want to make sure that you have very important information that will connect you to your followers. Now, I have been podcasting for a while. I have this YouTube channel, I have an Instagram, and I have some free resources and affordable tools that I want anybody who's hanging out with me and wants to learn podcasting, they want to know about these. So I put those in my Clubhouse profile. So you can kind of scroll through this information right here and get an idea of what you could put in your profile. And then the second thing is, you have to understand that Clubhouse is not recorded. That's right. Unlike a Facebook Live where you go live and then people can go watch it later, or an Instagram post, or even an Instagram story that you put up, that one is up for 24 hours. Content does not stay on Clubhouse. Right? Like, what a novel idea that you would actually create content and then it goes away. So the way that I like to look at Clubhouse is you're creating content for engagement. So I kind of compare it to if you were doing a local coffee meetup, let's say it was about podcasting because that's my jam. And I said, hey, y'all meet me at this coffee shop at 8 a.m. We're going to hang out there from 8 to 9 and discuss this one topic. And then there's going to be time for Q&A at the end. That's kind of how I see Clubhouse, as an opportunity to engage with people in your audience or potential audience members, answer their questions, and just start a conversation that is a little bit harder to start organically in some of the other social media channels. So that's my second tip, is just understand that content doesn't live there. So what do you do about it, right? Well, as a podcaster, I think it's important to understand that not everything has to be repurposed. How can I turn this into a blog post? How can I turn this into a video? How can I use this for social media? I think that a lot of people get overwhelmed with new platforms because they're immediately thinking these things. How can I use this to do this and do this and do this? Stop, take a deep breath, because I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can use Clubhouse for your podcast. So let's dive into those now. Now, there are a few things to note about Clubhouse, and the first one is right now, as it's in beta test mode, it is only available to iPhone users, and it's invite only. Do you remember the days of Pinterest? I won't ever forget. I was at a baby shower, and one of my cousins was like, hey, did you see that recipe on Pinterest? I was like, Pinterest? What are you talking about? What is that? And she said, I'll send you an invite. Don't worry. And I was literally oblivious to how it worked, what I was doing. Like, what is this thing that we're even working with? But that is how Clubhouse is. So 1, you have to be an iPhone user. 2, it's invite only. And 3, the way to get an invite is to ask around in your community. So you can ask people, hey, does anybody have an extra invite for Clubhouse? And if they do, here are the steps that you have to take. You have to send them your telephone number and they will send you an invite ping that is done through the Clubhouse platform where they can get an invite. It's like all these logistical things that happen on the back end, but it's pretty simple to get on the platform once you find someone that has an invite. So start asking around in your network, post on social media if this is something that you're wanting to kind of explore. And that was how I got on Clubhouse, and it's how I've invited other people onto the platform as well. Some of the other things that we need to talk about are, what are the difference between rooms and clubs? So a room is where you would go in and create an event similar to a Facebook post or going live in a Facebook page. You go in, you simply type what the topic is, whether you're going to have a co-host joining you in the room, and then you can schedule posts out. I love this because it helps you plan and prepare for when you actually need to be on the app and you don't spend hours and hours and hours wasting your time, because maybe that's happened to me a time or two when I first got on the platform. So you want to make sure and be strategic with when you're going to go live in a Clubhouse room. Now, a club is a specific group of people that have formed together. Someone has said, yes, I'm interested in that topic. I want to join this club, similar to a Facebook group. Speaking of Facebook groups, if you have not joined us in the Profit Podcast online community, we would love to have you. So make sure you check the video description in this video to join us, because we would love to see you in there and share and collaborate and just chat about podcasting. So make sure you reach out if you have any questions. Okay, let's get back to the video. First way that I want you to use Clubhouse for your podcast is to schedule a room to go live with your guest. Maybe you interviewed someone on your show recently or even within the last 6 months, and it gives you an opportunity to go deeper on the topic. Maybe you kind of got surface level in the actual interview, and this is an opportunity for you to go a little bit deeper and then open up the floor to Q&A at the end. So that's the first way I want you to use Clubhouse for your podcast. The second way for you to use Clubhouse strategically for your podcast is to gather a few peer members that you know in your industry and ask them, hey, do you want to collaborate and create a room together on this one topic? Now, this does a few things. It actually exposes you as the podcaster to these other audiences that you may not have otherwise. So that's a really cool feature. And it also notifies a lot more people. If they have other followers and you get 3 or 4 people together, it notifies a whole bunch of people instead of just the people that you are following, that you started this room, there's a conversation happening. And then once you're actually in the room, you can tell people, hey, hit that plus sign down at the bottom and ping people that you think would enjoy this conversation. So that's the second strategic way I want you to use Clubhouse for your podcast. And then the third way for you to use Clubhouse for your podcast is to just open up a general Q&A for your audience. And honestly, I think this is the easiest place to start, especially when you're brand new to the platform. I would encourage you to go live the day after your episode airs. Schedule it out, tell your people about it, post on social media, email your list, however you engage with your audience already, and say, hey guys, we're going to start a Clubhouse room on this day at this time about this topic. I am going to talk for just a little bit and then I'm going to answer your questions. So if you have wanted to ask me your questions and get real-time feedback on a problem that you're having, or you just want to share a story or a win, we would love to have you join us in our Clubhouse room. This is my favorite way, and it was actually the first way that I created a room for myself. It is a little nerve-wracking to do it for the first time, but now I've done it a few times and I feel like a pro. It's kind of like anything else. You just have to get your feet wet, jump in and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to figure it out. And because the platform is so new, people are giving grace left and right. If you say, this is my first time hosting a room, I don't really know what I'm doing. I've had multiple people come up on stage, give me tips, give me strategies on how to do it the right way, how to do it better. And I've been so appreciative of everybody that I have hung out with on Clubhouse. And before we hop off today's video, I wanted to give you a few rules or guidelines, I should say, on etiquette when you're on the Clubhouse app. So number one is raise your hand to get on stage. You will see there's an icon at the bottom of the screen that is the hand literally raising. You click on that in order for the person that's moderating or leading the room to invite you up on stage. The second tip I have for you is once you are actually on stage, mute yourself immediately. Like, no one just really brings you up on stage without you knowing it all. You have to raise your hand. And then as soon as you are invited and they say, hey, they're inviting you on stage, mute yourself. This is common courtesy so people don't hear your dogs barking in the background or your kids asking for goldfish or all the other things. These are things that actually happen to me quite often. All the things going on in the background. You don't want that happening, especially if there are several people on stage. So make sure you mute yourself. The next tip I have for you is don't talk over people. Oh, I hear this happening so often. So if you are a moderator or you're leading a room, make sure you don't invite too many people up on stage at once. If you feel like there's like 15 people on stage and everybody's talking. I had a conversation with someone and I said, could you imagine if you were at a conference and there were 20 panelists on stage and everyone was talking over each other? That's kind of how it is if there are way too many people on stage. So keep a comfortable amount of people up on stage, kind of in the crowd, and make sure that not everybody is talking over one another. And the next tip I have for you is if you are a leader of a room or a moderator, make sure you do what is called resetting the room every once in a while. So if I were hosting a room that was about an hour, every 15 to 20 minutes, I would take a moment and say, for those of you just joining us, I want to reset the room and tell you what this room is all about, what we're doing, whether we're taking questions or not taking questions. It really just depends on the room on how you would reset it. But I advise doing this every 20 minutes at least, so people that are just hopping in and out of rooms can know what your room is all about, how they can find value, and it also gives you another chance to plug, hey, if you haven't already, make sure you go and click the follow button, click my picture, click the follow on there so you get notified the next time I start a room like this. And the last tip I have to share with you is really for you. You want to make sure that you set up a time limit for how long your room is going to be. I've been part of rooms where I hop in and out throughout the day and they are still going for hours and hours and hours. And I don't know about you, but I am a busy entrepreneur. I'm a busy mama. I'm a busy wife, like all the things. And I don't have time to spend hours on a platform answering people's questions. So make sure that you set up proper boundaries. And I think it kind of builds a little bit of excitement if you have a really great room, then you end it at a specific time and tell people we're planning to do this again on, and tell them which day and which time you will be back to have another fantastic Clubhouse room. So why don't we do something kind of fun? Why don't you put your Clubhouse handle in the comments below? If you have not gotten on Clubhouse yet, you don't have any invites, maybe we can share some of those in the comments too. But if you're already on Clubhouse, make sure you go to Crystal Profit, go to the profile, hit that follow button. You can even hit that little bell and get a notification anytime that I start a new room all about podcasting or growing your online business. So make sure you do that and put your own handle in the comments below. But that's all I have for you today. So if you liked this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button below and hit the thumbs up on this video if you found it helpful. Make sure you also check out our Poddy Podcast Toolkit. This is our brand new resource that we just created that is super affordable, very impactful, and I'm hoping that it will blow your mind. So go to toolkit.crystalprofit.com to learn more, or you can check out the video description to find more details on this incredible toolkit. But that's all I have for you today. Make sure you check out these other videos right here, all about podcasting and running your online business. And as always, remember, keep it up We all have to start somewhere.